How often do you think that women get approached in bars? It's not as often as you think, because I've been going to a couple bars lately at about that time, you know what I mean, where younger women do start to show up, and I'm just like drinking a Pabst with my buddy or something, and I don't really feel confident to go up and approach them with, well, him there, because he would have to be included too, right? And he's like 56 years old and kind of autistic, let's say. He's a little goofy. And also I have no place to take them, and I don't have the money in my pocket to buy me and her drinks, because largely the drinks come from my friends who want to hang out with me. Sometimes I'll go to the bar with like my 26-year-old friend, and the same thing will happen, and a bunch of young women will show up, and he's pretty mature about this. He doesn't do anything. But we don't really have the money right now. I know it's classism, but, you know, what are you going to do? If you're a classist, you're a classist. You're a bigot anyway. But you want to drink. You want to go to a bar and have a drink. How often do you think men approach women? I've seen it happen twice in 3 years, and both times they failed. One guy offered to buy a round for an entire table, and they were just leaving, so they didn't want to drink. And another guy introduced himself as Richard and forgot the line to use, which is, you know, want to grab a drink, or something along the lines of, would you care to have a drink with me? It was just an I'm Richard, and he didn't get the girl because she didn't respond. I didn't hear anything. I looked around. I didn't see any response. Women don't get approached in bars very often, but I'm very certain when they go there without guys, that's why they go to the bars, because they want to be approached. They don't like the Tinder assholes because they're just, well, weird. Even though they're like some of the most attractive men, they're some of the most raunchy, misogynistic men as well. So they don't really deal with the dating sites. Everybody says the dating sites suck, because when it's women, they just want money. I had a thing the other day where it was like she sent her Cash App and wanted me to give her money, and I was like, ha ha ha, no. And then unmatched from her. And that's pretty much all the love that I've gotten from Tinder. I don't know, we can count this and chalk this up to ageism, of course, because if you pay money, you can block your age on Tinder, which shows that it's a bigot-centered website and app, just like Bumble, just like Hinge. You know, somebody needs to make an app for dating where for every 10 women, a guy can join. So there's more women than men on the dating site, which would make sense, because on the dating sites, it's like more men than women. But if you just like reverse that, then you could have a proper dating site with more luck in the end of this loneliness male epidemic. The reason that there's a loneliness male epidemic is 2 reasons. Young men are not very masculine at that age, and also because they don't know how to approach women, and also they're a little scared, which seems weird to me, because like, aren't we supposed to evolve? Aren't we supposed to evolve in our confidence as well as a species? But it seems like we've de-evolved as a species, because Gen Z men are such chicken shit about approaching women in bars, except for a couple people where they just get turned down all the time, and I don't understand why they get turned down. Is it because they want to date older men or something? I don't get it. Like, I know some guys that are Gen Z and approach women in bars all the time and always get turned down, even though they're good looking and intelligent and smooth. I don't understand why you're turning down these men. They're not doing anything too sexual, and they're being gentlemen about this. They're going up with like the line, "Care to join me for a drink? Hi, my name is yada yada yada." And they're still getting turned down, and I don't understand why they're getting turned down. The only possible reason is that these women want to date older men, or these women are going to bars and don't want to date men at all. They're just there to drink, which is stupid, because why would you go to a bar to drink? Going to a bar to drink is silly because it's so fucking expensive. Sure, you get the atmosphere of it, but it just seems weird to me not to like throw a little get together with your amigos and amigas and have like a beer at home. The reason you go to bars is because you want to get laid, or you want to find your wife or husband or something. That's usually the social hotspot. Some people call it the atheist church. Some people call libraries the atheist church too. And they don't have to be atheists. I'm just saying, you know, maybe they don't want to date atheists at all. Maybe they're bigots that way. Maybe they're bigots towards economic class. Maybe they're bigots towards weight. Maybe they're bigots towards style and look. They don't like the hip hop style. They don't like the rock style. No matter what they do, it just seems like, you know, there's either a cock block about to come, and nobody likes a cock blocking dude. Maybe those dudes should buzz off. And I've heard of like Gen Z friends of mine that have gotten effectively cock blocked, and they got in a fight in a bar. And I know guys that are like 56, my friend Al, who beat up a guy in a bar because he was hitting on his woman. And I think that those guys that hit on your woman with you there especially are fucking fuckwads, and probably deserve to get their ass beat, if you think about it. I'm not saying that you should be violent. I'm just saying if you're there with your woman and some dude talks to your woman with you there, well, that's kind of an invite to violence, isn't it? It's kind of a recipe for revolution. It's kind of time for those guys to fuck right off, is what I'm saying. So I'm wondering why women don't get approached in bars. And when they do get approached, they're just ungrateful wenches. Like, they don't care. Like, why do you go to a bar? You go to a bar to drink, you're wasting money. You have an apartment, just have a get together. You go to a bar to be social. And if you're not going to be social with men, you're a misandrist, which means you're a bigot, and that doesn't jive well with my socialist views at all. And it shouldn't jive well with your liberal or socialist views at all, to be a bigot. Just give these guys a chance, any guys that approach you on a bar, because the rarity of an approach in a bar is very, very high. Because you're bitches to and maybe you stop being bitches, and we stop with the misogynistic language if you stop being ageist, weightist, classist, and whatever form of bigotry you are. Because turnabout's kind of fair play, bitch.